Michigan lawmakers just did something they almost never do anymore. They agreed on something. A bipartisan deal to restrict student cell phone use during class is officially moving through Lansing, and it could be in place as soon as next school year. This is So What Michigan, where we slow this stuff down, explain what's actually in the bill, and break down why it matters for Michigan. Here's the deal. The Michigan House and Senate have now both passed a package of bills that would ban student cell phone use during instructional time in public and charter schools. This isn't a bell-to-bell ban. Students would not be locked away from their phones all day. Districts could still allow students to use their phones during lunch, recess, passing time, and before or after school. But when class is in session, phones go away. And for the first time, every district in Michigan would be required to adopt a clear written policy on cell phone use. So this isn't just left up to individual teachers to enforce on their own. The bills are set to land on Governor Gretchen Whitmer's desk within the next month. The governor's already made it clear that she wants to sign this package into law. And if all goes as planned, this new statewide policy would take effect before the 2026-27 school year. At its core, the rule is simple. When class is in session, phones are off and out of sight. But this is where a lot of people get things wrong. This legislation does not ban all devices from the classroom. It doesn't ban all phones. And it doesn't ignore safety or accessibility concerns. Under this legislation, students can still carry basic phones that make calls and send texts. They'd also be allowed to carry phones for medical reasons or special education needs. School-issued devices would still be fine for lessons. And emergency use would be explicitly protected, with districts required to update policies that say how phones can be used in a crisis. And importantly, this would be a minimum statewide standard, not a one-size-fits-all mandate. Individual school districts can go stricter if they want to, but opting out entirely is not an option. Lawmakers behind the bill, on both sides of the aisle, say this isn't about punishment, it's about focus. State Senator Dana Polhanke, a former teacher and chair of the Senate Education Committee, says constant phone use makes it harder to teach and harder for kids to learn. Other state lawmakers have pointed to research showing that phones in class fuel distractions, anxiety, cyberbullying, and even fights that start online and spill into school hallways. And it's worth noting, this issue kept getting stuck last year during the budget chaos. This time, Republicans and Democrats actually compromised on the issue to get it over the finish line. So what? Well, for Michigan students, this could mean fewer distractions, less social media drama spilling into classrooms during the school day, and more time actually spent learning. For parents, it means clearer rules, fewer gray areas, and knowing your kid can still reach help in an emergency. And for schools, it means finally having statewide backup to enforce rules that a lot of teachers already know are necessary but haven't always felt supported enforcing. Hit follow. I'll keep tracking what actually makes it into law and what it means once students walk back into the classroom next fall.